And we are back from our short intermission. I hope you guys all enjoyed the videos. If you did not catch the name of the person who put those videos together, it was done by Jordan Neff, and here in a second I will go ahead and link those videos to you so that you can check them out again and give proper credit to the author of them as due. Again, I'm Tamlin. If you're listening along to us in the podcast format, along with me is Kai Lest, Flatus, and our featured guest, Vin from Team Legacy.
Hey.
Calbor, he's European time. This is really, really, really late at night for him, and so he cuts out, I'm sure you guys can all understand.
Don't you mean it's really, really, really early for him?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. I mean, I might have just pulled a Tamlin. I hope I didn't have myself muted that whole time. That'd be...
We'll find out.
The Twitch channel will let us know. I thought that I was going to build a castle and above ground, and I saw the dimensions of the plot, and it wasn't really the rectangle size that I needed it to be. So instead of doing, that sort of castle, I decided that because of the dimensions, I built straight down. Is there anything that's changed since you first heard about Landmark to tell this very moment on changing what I was going to build? Anybody have a moment like that?
Yes. I ended up having to move my plot. You all right?
No, I completely spaced. You have something that you wanted to tell everybody. I have it up on my other screen. I'm turning the show over to you. The mic is yours. Feel free to speak to the listeners and watchers.
Okay, so Team Legacy has an announcement to make, and you guys are getting the exclusive first peek for coming to the EverCast show. It's a contest. Specifically, it's a tournament. Even more specifically, it's a grappling tournament. We've set up a course between a few plots that are really close together on one of the servers. And it's challenging. I tried to do it, and it's very difficult. You'd think that, I've got a grappling hook, I can go anywhere. Well, think again, because there are ways to mess up grappling hooks. So we're offering real prizes, both in-game and station cash. The top prize is 3,000 station cash, which is equivalent to $30 worth, and 100 burled wood planks, since I know everybody's hurting for burled wood planks. Second prize is 50 burled wood planks and 1,500 station cash, and third prize is 25 burled wood planks. So let me go ahead and put the link in chat. Oh, deleted.
Hold on.
That's our bot. You know what? The bot just gave me a warning when I posted a message.
Go ahead, try now.
That bot can go straight to hell.
Right. Anyway.
Your message was not sent because it is identical to the one you sent less than 30 seconds ago.
Link it to me and I will post it.
Wow. Screw you, Nightbot.
We'll tweet it out as well.
It's going to be that out. It's going to be on Reddit. It's going to be on all 4 of the main fan EverQuest forums. It's going to be on the main forums. It's going to be everything. And if you go to teamlegacy.net, go to the eConnects forum. It's pinned. It's at the top.
I'm just not having the best of nights.
Oh no, it's great. Yeah, the idea is that we want to kind of expand the way people think about sandbox games. We're particularly guilty of it because we come from a traditional MMO background in our community. So it's easy to get wrapped around. It's like, all right, I've got the tier 4 pick, I've got the best crafting stations you can have. Like, I beat the game. But that's not what Landmark's about. It's about creating things and creating your own content. And in this case, creating your own competitive content. So as far as I can tell, this will be the first time people are competing against each other directly for prizes in Landmark. I did see somebody made a grappler course and posted it earlier today on Reddit. It actually looks really cool. So maybe we'll incorporate some of the tricks that he had for that. But yeah, so it's a grappling course. It's awesome. It's going to be a ton of fun. You can come and watch for the low price of one burled plank. That's a joke. It's free. And if not, it'll be on. We're going to be streaming it. And if you can't catch the stream, it's going to be on our official YouTube channel. All the information is in that thread. And all you got to do to sign up is reply to the thread, and we'll contact you via PM if you're selected.
That's awesome. I love how the standard currency in the game has become. You just made it. You just now made it. Is now burled wood.
That was another goal of ours. We wanted to see if that would actually catch on.
Which is funny because someone was asking about trading in the game if there was a standard of currency yet, and I'm like, no, people can trade, but there's no set standard of currency, so you can't easily convert. Hey, 5 normal logs are worth 2 gold, and 2 gold is worth 50 of this, and that's gold coins, not gold ore. But now we have, there's this barter system that should start evolving through the process, because people will overcome the shortcomings of the game. Even if there's no economy in it, they will be like, okay, well, my 5 cows are worth your 2 chickens, that sort of business. And I love the fact that we're going to make it. We're going to make it. Burled wood is the standard of currency. How much is one burled wood worth?
Who are you making deals with where 5 cows is worth 2 chickens?
What's that? Oh, 5 cows.
I want to know who you're making deals with. I need to make deals with that guy.
I was saying that it's worth 40% less than it was a few days ago.
So true.
Yeah,
so
true.
if SOE would stop messing with my currency that I'm trying to do my contest with.
My favorite thing on Reddit. Oh, it was so great when they nerfed the burled amounts. Somebody's like, I kid you not, the first post was like, is SOE catering to casuals due to the nerf to burled? I just started laughing hysterically. Just the tears of laughter.
Really funny is Omid made some sort of snide remark too, and I just about died.
Catering to it's a building game. That's like going to Minecraft and be like, well.
I feel like I have to do my little tangent now because we're not in the normal show. But damn it, SOE, you cut down a tree and you get multiple logs, okay? Then you take the logs to your sawmill and you take that log and you turn it into multiple planks. It is not logs equals a single plank. It is a log gives you planks. So I don't care that I have to spend hours harvesting, but for the love of God, can we word it a little bit more realistically, accurately? Because seriously, that drives me.
Maybe you're an apprentice crafter and you mess up 99 planks, and the last one you find.
I got 99 problems and burled wood ain't one.
Maybe burled wood is like the remnants because you're like chopping wood so awesomely that like it's just chunks of wood that you're picking up anyway, and you're forcing it and combining it into burled wood. And you're just like, I will make this a composite wood that is stronger than all other wood, and that's burled wood.
Yeah,
that's my thought going. That's my thought going into it, or else I'll be really pissed off about it.
Maybe it's like that composite wood where you take the grains of one log this way, and then you take the grains of the other way going the other way, so that it's got like structure and strength.
We're getting into bare butts territory here. Like
looking at the ants
we're getting into bare butts territory where it's like you go collect 10 bear butts and you go kill 48 bears and you get 10 bear butts because. Not every bear has a bear butt.
They have unbear butts?
Bear butts.
You just like saying bare butts.
It's a fun word. It's a fun thing to say. Look, you're laughing. It's bare butts. Everybody say bare butts.
Bare butts.
See?
That's kind of fun.
So what did you think of it? What did you think of the crafting interface in general overall? Because I think we were pretty critical of it last time because, and again, this is one of my irritations is that I have all the materials, I'm going to make my axe, and there's a chance that it's a legendary or an epic axe, or it could be a just normal common axe, and I have no control over that, and so I'm forced with, accepting my, standard axe, the one that I made, or going to harvest the materials all over again to try again.
So you would prefer the EverQuest 2 minigame style of crafting?
No, I prefer the Vanguard style of in-depth and strategic. No. But I understand, like, when you have a system in place where you're going to need to create like thousands of something. But so far in Landmark, what I have seen is that you don't need to create thousands of blocks to be able to build with, because you just take your stone in your inventory and you're like, okay, build me this wall, and you build the wall. But when it comes to using the crafting interface, I would much rather, and my points are, is that I would much rather have control over the success or the failure, and I do not like the randomness element, because that, again, it takes the control out of my hands, and I don't like that when I'm crafting. I want to control the output.
Yeah, I with Talon, I've dealt with this already, just because I've played Terraria, and that's how the crafting is in Terraria. You don't really craft; you just hit the button, and you have a chance on the quality. I would agree with you. Like, I would like to see something maybe implemented saying, "Hey, listen, you could spend this much extra on stuff, and you'll guarantee yourself a higher quality," or start to see better bands, because all we have so far of those bands that give us a chance at higher quality, 20% chance if you're wearing both of them at the same time. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but.
Felgen is actually responding to Tanlin and saying that is going to be changed once the relics get implemented. So eventually the intention is to have like control over it. It's just right now, it's soon, TM.
All right, well, we were talking earlier about where to put things on the list of priorities. I'd say that I'm pretty high up there.
This man wants to craft, damn it.
I just really like it, and that's one of the things is like, hey, You
have every right, this is a building game.
Well, and one of the other things I'm trying to think of how, like you say, how would you set yourself up and establish you as a crafter? Because the crafting in like games like Vanguard, it depended on your own crafting level. It's something that you owned that someone else didn't have. So if they wanted to use your skill to make something, they had to negotiate with you to use your skill to make that item, right? And in Landmark, that characteristic is absent to the point that you have your forge, right? So if you want to make, a tier 3 mithril hammer or whatever it was, I forget, but you needed to have the appropriate tier forge. And if someone was trying to make something that they didn't have their own forge, they could approach you and try to negotiate. But outside of that, there is no real, like, I have this skill, and if you want me to utilize my skill, we can negotiate. Does anybody else see a problem?
Mastercraft bracers. There's no differentiation whether I make a pick or you make a pick. Just if I'm a trailblazer and I have the bracers and I didn't accidentally delete them 3 times, so I actually have 3 or 4 of them at this point when I really only need 2.
Sure to wear it. So can I wear all these? I'll pretty much almost
I'll wear them around
my
ankles to get my legendary. But I kind of, they've almost got it set up for the way SWG did the stats where they're randomized. And if they put in like a crafter progression system as well, then they could set it up like that, because SWG was great with that. You knew this person was the best person to go to buy a laser pistol at. He had all the stuff and his were the best and had the highest durability. We know that they don't intend to put durability loss when you use an item in this game. So that is what it is. But if they could harness the random stats and the fact that you making a pick is not going to be the same as him making a pick, that would drive a lot of community recognition for crafting things in a certain way.
Yeah. I'd like to see that. I'd also like to see, not to compare it to Minecraft, but Minecraft has the ability to enchant items, and I would like to see that, like maybe like an enchanting table, something like.
Yeah, right. And as long as you have the materials, you can try again for the enchant, so that you could get like
Yeah.
the enchant that you're looking for. I could see something like that where like I have my tier 3 pick, so that I can harvest tier 3 materials, right? And instead of trying to make a whole new pick in order to get one with better stats on it, hey, can I enchant it? And then if the enchant isn't the enchant that I want, then I try that again.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like all it is cost of, and it's gonna cost you. I'm okay with the cost of material, but
There's a little bit different, because and here's the other issue I see with the system that they have setting up is like, okay, I need to make a copper pick, and I want a copper pick with swiftness on it, right? So I take my pick and I make it, and it doesn't have swiftness. Now I have this pick. What do I do with it? Do I try and sell it? No one wants it. So I end up deleting it. And if I delete it, do I get any of those materials back? Or if you don't just throw away the materials into nothing, then you end up with people who have an overabundance of picks that they've created because it had, and this is not talking about the copper ones, but when you get into the higher tier picks that require all those burled logs to be able to make the handle for it or whatever, we just said that burled logs have value to them. So even if it doesn't have good stats on it, it still has value. And so now you're forced with that decision. I have this one. It's not the one I want. Do I destroy it and cause it to have no value? Or do I try to negotiate with someone else to sell it to them? So maybe you have to do that 5 times. Now you have these 4, not sickles, but these 4 picks that you could sell. And then you've got the one that you finally want. It floods the market with and I think that that's one of the things that they should look at and try and develop
yes,
around
a lot
it.
of people are saying that there's salvaging, but right now all it does is really just delete. So
Yeah, they're working on it. I know that's
Yeah.
something that's also coming soon to you.
So what else have we seen in the game so far that we really liked and really didn't like?
I dislike how hard it is to get a claim anywhere near the center in like the pretty parts of the world. Like, I don't mind that I'm in the desert, but I live in the desert real life. I don't want my plot in the desert in the game. I kind of want one with pretty trees, and grass. I forgot what that looks like in real life. It's nice stuff. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, like it's. I'm glad that people got plots, and then I'm glad that they got the plots that they wanted. And at the same time, like I'm on the edge of the freaking map, like literally right up against the edge of the map. It makes me sad. I want grass and water.
I think the game looks amazing. I was not overly into the more stylized look that they previewed at SOE Live. I was kind of like, I wish they were kind of doing what they had done for the previous EverQuest. Maybe not, original EverQuest, but, kind of graphics more in line with that. But it looks really good. The characters look good. I think it's a good middle ground, and I think it's going to age very well. So I'm very impressed with that.
Yeah. No, what I was afraid of is like they always show you like the trailers of video games, right? You'll see them like on the TV or online or wherever, and then you'll see the little disclaimer at the bottom, like not actual rendered, graphics. And so there's that little bit of me that was like, it looked really good at SOE Live. I wonder if it's going to continue looking like that. And I think that I'm quite surprised and that it, well, not surprised. I'm quite pleased that it looks just as good. I spent a few minutes admiring the way Tanlin, the human, running around. He's got some nice biceps. Those look awesome.
Oh my god. I mean, really, so is it acceptable for me to say this? I mean, really, if we're going to talk about the characters, my girl, she's got a nice ass. They really rendered that quite well.
Whoa.
I have to admit.
Whoa.
We're going to talk about biceps in the guy, and then that's like the butt on the girl, right? I mean, because that's I can't do for a guy.
Welcome to EverCast After Dark, where we talk about.
You know the
Bare
cell
butts?
shading on the
Bare butts.
the character models kind of reminds me a little bit of Firefall, and I actually really like that too. So I like
What's
it.
wrong with me saying they sculpted her tushy well? I mean, really? She's a cartoon character. Flatus bare butts. I'm sorry, their clothing is so tight they may as well be. Really? Screw you, Flatus. Q O nod.
So next on the Colette Stern show,
No kidding. What did you have you guys like in the desert biomes? Have you ever noticed that you'll see like a what looks like a spawning of whatever way off in the distance, and you go running up to it, and when you get closer to it, it just disappears? Now, is that is that intended to work that way?
no.
You don't think so? Here's the.
No.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I had a thought about it. I noticed that when I dig a hole, right, and then I run away for an hour or so, and then like I'm running back towards it, I still see the same thing. Like there's that hole appears to still be in the ground, like it hasn't healed yet in the world until I get within a certain distance to it, and then it just that hole that I dug earlier just disappears. And I'm wondering if that's the same.
I'm wondering if it's somehow metered based on your connection.
So they
How good your connection is. So to get the best experience, you need the 10 megabits or whatever.
Oh, so it's like a streaming issue or a bandwidth issue where
I think maybe. I'm just guessing. I have no idea.
Felgen said it's a bug.
It's a bug.
But all right, well that narrows that down.
It's alpha.
Hello and welcome to Alpha.
Yeah, that's what
I like it though. It's kind of I don't necessarily like it, but it's
Yeah, do you guys read the forums? I mean, really?
makes it really hard to find Sapphire.
there is so the forums, there is so much going on there. It's very hard to, I mean, like if I check Reddit and the forums and yeah, Twitter and everything, and that takes away my time from playing the game. I mean, gotta have time for everything.
Don't mind my dogs in the background being weird.
Hey, Dream LaCroix. I know that they're going to be adding sickles, and you'll be able to cut down plants. I don't know how if grass will be involved in that, but that's not added yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I mean they told us what the 5 harvest tools will be, right? That what our tools will be. We'll get a sickle and we'll get a bucket. And was there one other one? So, I mean, come on. If you're going to give us a sickle, it's going to be to harvest the plant materials. And I think that right now we're getting those plant materials when we chop woods. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but you can make pillows and stuff from cotton and flax that you get while you're harvesting trees. And and Felgen can comment on it in channel, but I'm assuming that at some point in time those materials are going to be moved off of the trees and onto the plants. And then, of course, with the bucket, they were talking about the different tiers, and you're going to need, like, the Uber bucket to be able to haul lava around with.
That was Dave Georgeson's, like, actual words while we were standing in his office.
The epic bucket of lava holding?
The epic bucket of lava holding. Not, I mean, he didn't actually say that, but yeah.
I just want a bucket so I could tap a tree and just get into that sweet, sweet maple syrup on the inside. And then I can make it, and then make it...
Burled maple wood.
Wouldn't it just be burled syrup, not burled
Cooking.
maple syrup?
Burled syrup. Oh my god, that'd be so great. I would love cooking. I mean, technically, I would love to see some cooking. I would like to see. It'd be so good.
Well, I guess some stats do work right now, so I guess it wouldn't just be for looks.
Yeah. I don't know. Would you like? Here's something. Would you like to see an eating mechanic out there, like a surviving, like a little bit of a survival slash eating mechanic?
That
would be cool, but
Minecraft.
EverQuest 2 kind of had one. Like if you didn't have the food buff, your energy regen was low.
Yeah.
But they mentioned something on the most recent roundtable about specialty servers and it was kind of a surprising response. They said, you know, because everybody thought, oh no, they're not going to worry about coding different rule sets or anything like that. But contrarily, they said on their, there's like, we want people to come up with ideas for new specialty servers. We want to try new things out. We want to hear ideas. So, and I think they even mentioned survival mode.
Yeah, I think that would be a great server style.
I was like, no way. Yeah. Because they said it's early enough in the game's development that they can build it from here like that, which is the problem is usually there isn't that communication this early in the development between the community and the game makers. So when the game's 3 months worth of release, everybody's asking for permadeath mode or survival mode. They're like, well, the game isn't built to do that, so we can't do it.
I would like to see that. I think that would be a very interesting server rule set where you had a food and drink requirement, like you had to keep your character fed, and you had to go out and harvest the food necessarily to keep yourself fed.
Please, no survival mode, like not like the permadeath. I don't want permadeath. I don't care if you make it, just don't make me play there. No.
Right.
I love you, but I will not play with you on a permadeath server. You can just go straight to hell.
That would suck. I mean, like you get to like level 40, and all of a sudden, like that one weird rogue plant thing kills you, and you're just like, damn it.
But there aren't any levels. So
It's
if they
true.
build the
Still
game
health,
so
though.
that if they build the game so that your progression isn't tied to your character and it's tied to your account, and all the stuff that you lose when you die is like what was on your body, then they could do something like that. It's kind of like what Star Citizen's doing.
It just stays out there, and then you have to go find yourself, and then go get your gear back.
Yeah.
But what about putting
You would make a new character.
what about putting farmable materials on your claim? Like I know Minecraft does that. In the latest WoW expansion, you get a farm and you can plant seeds and come back the next day and you have food.
Wait, we still play World of Warcraft?
Well,
right?
I'm just saying that other games have shown that. Like you have this claim and you build whatever you want, and then we're talking about adding a survival mode to that to the what about having a claim, having a farm and planting stuff on it, and then with what you grow on your farm, making food with it.
So regular viewers should be somewhat surprised with me saying, wait, what? We still play World of Warcraft? Because like from the very beginning of the show, I've been like, Warcraft. I've never really been like oh my god, I love Sony, except for Vanguard. You see them out, Vanguard. Wow, no, I played for less than 24 hours and I canceled my World of Warcraft subscription. And in my breakup letter, I said, suck it, because go play Sony.
Wow.
They asked me, so in like, when you cancel your World of Warcraft subscription, they actually ask you, like, why are you leaving us? What did we do? And I very politely said, hey, there's this new game called Landmark, and it's a Sony online entertainment game, and it's pretty badass. Like, it's way better than your game, so peace, I'm out.
My departing letter was.
Pentapod!
I said my departing letter just said, I killed 87 bears and I only received 5 bear butts. I'm out. Your bear butt to bear ratio is off. I'm out. Fix your game.
Wow.
So here's one of the things that Smedley he tweeted out like just an idea. Now, if you're in the alpha right now, the only way to have, I guess you could have won the codes, but most of us got into it was by paying for a Trailblazer pack or whatever to get a code to get into the game. And he was talking about, maybe giving us a couple of alpha codes to give out to our friends. Now, what do you guys think about that? Because on the one hand, it's like, well, hey, I paid. Why should this other guy's friends get in for free? And on the other hand, it's like, I'm already talking to friends and be like, I'm sorry, I can't play anything else right now. I'm going to play this. And they can't play it with me because they don't have the game and they don't want to shell out, for it.
It's not all the time that necessarily. It's not all the time that people don't want to shell out. It's that people sometimes can't afford to shell out. And they want to play these games. And it's like... a lot, some of us are saved up money knowing that, we had the time to put, like, here's $100, give me the Trailblazer, here's $60, I want it on alpha. That's a lot of money. $60 is a lot. I mean, especially because the game's going to be free. So...
I think that's what the time-limited beta keys are kind of for.
Yeah.
is for those people who can't afford it. You know, they can get in for a week. Their buddies can get them in who have Trailblazer packs. I think that's the thinking behind that.
Yeah, and some people like a lot of people like testing games. Like a lot of people want to get in now and test with their friends and get a hold of. Like to me, I think there's people out there that are really good with like building mechanics and they would want to get in there now, but they just can't make that. You know, do I eat this week or do I buy EverQuest Next Landmark? Do I get an alpha and start building stuff?
Eat, people.
You know,
please.
Yeah. Please eat. Please don't ever make the choice and not pay your bills. Please eat a sandwich and not. Like if it came down to it, but like, you know, I hear that a lot, like streaming and you know, like people are like, oh, how is this? I know I can't really afford it. And I keep telling people it's going to go free to play. I can't tell them when, but it is eventually going to go free to play. So I mean, it's not just released yet.
If you're on the fence about whether you can afford it, you should definitely just wait until it's free to play. There's no reason not to. But
yeah,
if you got the money. Yeah, if you got the money, like, you know, they said they'll give a refund if you don't like it, so you don't have anything to lose if you've got the money.
Oh, Mead said $100 barely covers my lunches. I know, because you eat like bone marrow at fancy restaurants, and you've yet to invite me out to California to eat bone marrow with you.
Well, there's it's like $20 for a hamburger there.
Listen, does lunch equal whiskey? I drink whiskey too. What are we not doing hanging out yet?
Hey, excuse me, I'm Knob Creek neat. I drink whiskey too. Hello, I want in on this shindig. Oh, I'm sorry.
I want it.
Pissing
no, you guys already got to go to San Diego.
I don't eat. Well, I generally don't eat red meat, and I don't drink, so I'll just be over here like eating my vegetables.
Just in the corner. I'll take what. Listen, I drink my whiskey neat, and I like just give me a cow. I'll cut off what I want. I'll ride the rest out.
Oh yes.
Right.
No, he's already said that we're gonna go out for sushi because he thinks he can prove me wrong that there's good sushi in San Diego. So we're going out to sushi.
All right, so sort of back on topic again. Someone else pointed out that, you know, we're in the beta, and we're not in the beta. Excuse me. We're in the alpha testing. So do you really consider yourself testing the game, or are you playing the game?
Well, they haven't implemented anything for us to give. Well, other than Twitter, I would say other than Twitter and the forums, they haven't really given us like an in-game platform yet to kind of say, "Hey, this is bugged out," or "Hey, this is my response to this."
You can open a ticket. On the SOE forums, you can open a ticket, and there's an option to click EverQuest Next Landmark. I've done so several times.
Yeah. I said other than that, like usually like with alphas, sorry, other than like I said, Twitter or the forums, usually in game there's some sort of way to do that.
Oh yeah. But there's no like automated surveys or anything. But they did have that thread. You know, give us your initial impressions, answer these questions about your first 20 minutes. I haven't been following the forums that closely since then because I've been playing the game and have kind of fallen behind on all that.
And I know there's a lot of background that they're using. They're watching, like listen, Big Brother is kind of watching. Like I hate to say that, but they are watching what we're doing, and they're looking at all that. So, and they're completely aware. Like I said, if you're on Twitter, like I said earlier, they're completely transparent. I don't think there's anything I found yet that they don't know about.
Yeah, right. I definitely don't think they have been not busy for lack of things to fix. I think the first week was definitely they had enough stuff to fix. So
server stability.
Yeah. So like the first week, it really was fixing the servers, fixing the mechanisms for having multiple servers because they had issues with stuff copying between and all that because their internal testing was only done with one server. So I think that really was the first week, and maybe they'll kind of narrow down on some of the actual player experience. You know, we need your opinion on this type of stuff next. I don't know.
It's awesome so far. I haven't found much that I don't like. I mean, I'm again staying up way past my bedtime to play the game. That's not something normally I do.
Yeah, it seems pretty obvious what is still a work in progress. So it's like I could, put a forum thread about this, but I think they know. I don't know. It all seems really good.
I think that a survey would be actually like at the point in time where they want the feedback that a survey would be a good point in time, because like I'm holding on to all these like thoughts and suggestions I have, and I know Calbor has as well. He was talking about like filling up 6 pages in a notebook waiting to cement it. And for me personally, I'm waiting for, they have like this, probably a huge list of things that they know needs to get worked on. And I don't want to say, hey, fix this when we already know that it's on the list. But at some point in time, I'd like to, this is like, okay, we fixed all the things that we think are important. Now we want to hear from you about what you think is important. And I think that, an in-game thing, not something that you have to go looking for on the forums or on Twitter or anything, would definitely be a place to start, so that, people log in and they see that message like, hey, do you have 5 minutes? Because we'd really appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, because not everybody's going to go, like, not everybody has Twitter, not everybody's going to go to the forums. Like, it's just true facts. Like, some people paid just to play the game. They didn't pay to do all of that other part.
And I'm actually specifically thinking of, through the show, I've mentioned before, my father, he plays video games. He, because I do the show, he bought alpha access, right? And so he's been playing the game. But my dad, doesn't have Twitter. He has Facebook, and I just now started Skyping with him, right? So that we could play games together and communicate with one another. But he's one of those people, and I'm sure that there are others out there that he doesn't like going to the official forums because it's not easy to follow for him, and he doesn't have Twitter. So like those in-game messages that pop up are what he'll be looking for.
Well, that's kind of what I like about being in a larger community, is that, we just sit in our little TeamSpeak channel, and there's, collectively 20 to 25 people at any time obsessing over this game. So when something gets tweeted, you hear about it in seconds, because chances are at any given moment, there's at least 2 to 3 people, paying attention to that. So that's really nice. And we all just kind of put it in this chat, and everybody stays informed. So that's good. That's one of the advantages.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Twitter, I mean, again, Twitter is pretty much revolutionary and making game companies transparent in what's going on in the game, because like I think that Dave was tweeting out more announcements about what was going on with the game those first couple of days than he was making forum posts, if I'm not mistaken.
I agree. I mean, I was keeping up on Twitter just because it was available. Like like I said, the first night, they were just out consistently putting out, hey, this is happening, da-da-da-da. Like, even up to like the point they launched the EU server, they were open about everything, just giving us a bunch of feedback. So, I don't
think Dave Georgeson slept for like 72 hours straight.
I don't know.
I didn't want to ask, but when we got the tour,
have anybody?
No. But when we went on the tour, right, and they showed us around the facility, I was like, okay, so where's the room with the cots? Because I know you guys are, But seriously,
they have to.
We saw, look at their tweets. They were tweeting at like 8 o'clock in the morning, then they were tweeting at 11 o'clock at night, and then they were tweeting at 8 o'clock the next morning. It was like, were you guys driving home and coming back to work? Because, man, that dedication.
Yes, I'm so impressed. And like, it's, that first week, it was almost every night. It's like, we don't know how long it's going to take, but I can tell you one thing, not going home until it's done.
Yeah.
And that was just amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just say politely that there's been a couple of decisions that SOE, while I understand from a business perspective where they're coming from when they've made those decisions, it still hurts to see games shut down. But again, I understand from a completely business perspective why it's done. It's necessary, and any other game company would have done it long before, especially in regards to Vanguard. So to see those games shut down hurts. And I've been like at SOE, and then this game comes along, and I'm turning into a freaking fangirl from hell.
Yay!
We briefly mentioned it last week, and I was going to bring it up again this week. I didn't have Chad around to remind me for some reason. He's the one who brought it up. But we talk about all sorts of different games. Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft, Rift, Terraria. We talk about all sorts of different games. And if you're a fan of the original EverQuest or a Vanguard, if you don't know about it, I want to take the opportunity now to tell you about a new game that is being kickstarted right now by the original, well, not the original, one of the developers, one of the lead developers of the original EverQuest and Vanguard, and that is Brad McQuaid's new MMO that he is kickstarting, which is Pantheon Rise of the Following. I don't want to take too much time to talk about it, but let me just pop over to their Kickstarter page. And there it is for you. Just go to Kickstarter.com and type in their search engine Pantheon, and you can find out all sorts of information about the game. I don't want to try and sell you on it. I want you to just, if you're interested, go there, look at it, look at the updates, look at the questions that they've answered. If you have more questions, feel free to find Brad McQuaid on Twitter, or go to the official Pantheon Twitter, which is at Pantheon ROTF, and go ahead and ask any questions that you have about the game. And I am backing it. Kylest is backing it. We are interested in seeing what is going to go on with the game. It's going to be years down the road, so I don't think that's going to take away from, all this time that I want to put into Landmark. But it'll be good to see where that game is at in 3 years from now when they get it going.
Yes, I agree. And I backed it as well. If you are one of those people who is, upset that EverQuest Next isn't going back to its roots of EverQuest in terms of corpse runs and, high number people rating and all that kind of stuff, this is where you should go. That is your niche game. He is making it specifically for you. So you play EverQuest Next when you want all the revolutionary MMO stuff. And when you want to go back and get basically EverQuest original in a new graphical skin, then you go to Brad McQuaid's. And he's an awesome developer. He's super vocal on Twitter. He answers questions. He's kickstarting it, but you really can't go wrong.
Well, guys, any last comments? It's going on our 2-hour mark, and I think that's when we normally end the show. Anybody have any last thoughts?
Holy crap, can I go play Landmark now? Please, 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 please,
Well,
please.
It's getting pretty late.
So I completely regret I got the Founders pack instead of the Explorers pack instead of the Founders. I got the $60 one instead of the $100 one, and I might have to hey, take $40 more of my money, please. 'Cause yeah.
I could say this. I mean, going back to real quick, if we got some copies to give out to people, I'd be up for that, just because I think there are people out in our community that are, one, dedicated fans to us and dedicated fans to SOE, and just don't have the funds, so to speak, to hop in and try it. And they're here right now. Some of them are here staying up for 2 hours. Especially some of them on the East Coast.
We will have.
We announced it. Did I ruin something?
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
I have some beta keys to give away, but we weren't going to mention it yet. But
yeah, Flatus.
Flatus brought it up.
What?
Right. Beta keys soon for giveaways.
Yes, we have some fans of the show that bought in the $100 level, where they get the keys to give away to their friends. They've offered them to us because they don't have 4 friends, but they know that we do. And so as soon as we have the details about how that will all work, we'll announce some sort of giveaway, and we will be giving out beta keys to the fans of the show. Thanks, Flatus.
You're welcome, everybody.
What's up, man?
I'm a wizard. See how I worked my wizard ways?
Yes. So how?
I'm a Sith.
I was for sure thinking that you were going to recruit for Flatus Helsinki Army at some point today.
Oh no!
You haven't mentioned it all.
I forgot. I haven't mentioned it all because the Landmark. Please, everybody, join the Flatus Helsing Army. Look, go delete. Listen, go delete to me. You're new. I haven't seen you before in the chat, but yeah, they already love me. So please go take part and hashtag join. Hashtag Flatus Helsing Army, and go join the Flatus Helsing Army. I have a small army of people already, which is a little scary. But
Just
no,
wait
no.
till you
I know. Wait till things happen.
wait till you see Flatus Helsing Casanova.
Oh hey. I don't even know about that. What's going on there?
Oh, come on! Really? Don't you make me tell everybody in stream all over again. With
Flatting
like
Helsing.
smooth, like, hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. I can be. Listen, we got 7 minutes, and I will say. First of all,
That's what she said.
There are certain things.
Success! I rock!
I would like to clear some things up. I would like to clear my name of certain things. One, I am not a womanizer. I don't know where that came up from, but I am not. Look, see, it's already happening. I am the farthest thing from a womanizer. I am not a womanizer. Second, I do not have an SOE female hit list, or I'm trying to go down and hit on all the people. I'm really not trying to do that. These were jokes.
Wow.
I look like I do look like a Sith Lord. The old saying, Jedi in the streets, Sith in the sheets. Bam!
Oh, the dogs go crazy when I laugh too hard.
You know I said something great when Kyle S is just quiet.
I will say it does take, to make her speechless, it does take a bit.
Look, see,
I might be sleeping on the couch for that.
People that watched me yesterday know Flatus is a strong, independent man, and he don't need no woman. Sweet mercy.
Alright, so one more coherent, sober, profound thought before we end the show tonight.
I would say this, and I'll end it on a profound note. I say, don't let Landmark prohibit your imagination. Let your imagination run wild with Landmark. See what you can build. Push the limits of Landmark. Because if you do, that'll push the limits of the game. See what you can do with the tools that they're giving with you. Just don't think I can build a square house and a rectangle. Make spheres and build inside spheres. Let your imagination run. If you think you can do it, just try to do it. Be as imaginative as you can be, and see what you can do. The Landmark is a truly new game, and the tools that they gave us are completely amazing, and we're already seeing amazing things. So don't limit yourself at all.
Yes, and I will add my final thoughts that Landmark promises to be the game where you become known for not what you destroy, not what you defeat, and not what you kill. It is a game of building, and because it is a game of building, you will be known for what you can create. And I think that creativity is way more important than destruction any day of the week. Think big thoughts and build big things. So, Kaius, you want to camp us out tonight? Or do you want to add anything? You're still kind of speechless.
I got nothing.
I can camp us.
Alright, okay.
Camping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See everybody.